So in honor of St. Patrick's Day coming up this month, I'm going to introduce you to an Irish stew. Okay, so to start this dish, you want to take a large Dutch oven or a large pot, put that on medium heat, and we're going to take about 12 ounces chopped bacon. Throw that in there. Let that cook for a bit. Obviously, we want to get that browned and crispy. Okay, so while the bacon's cooking, you're going to want to take a large bowl, put a third cup of flour in there, want to add half a teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of pepper. Mix that up really well. For that, you want to take your 3 pounds of stew meat, toss that in there. Now, traditionally this is made with lamb, and I was actually going to make it with lamb, but I couldn't find any that wasn't frozen anywhere. So you can use also beef, which is what most people tend to typically make it with. So here I got 3 pounds of basically stew meat. And we'll just lightly flour these and lightly season them. So we just want to kind of toss those in there. Stir them around, get the flour all over them. Bacon looks like it's just about done. Okay, so once that bacon is done, you want to basically drain that. And slide a spoon, you basically want to get that out of the pan. Set it aside on a plate, paper towel. You're going to leave all that bacon grease in there though. And from there we're going to toss this meat in a little bit at a time. You're going to do this in batches, definitely. You want to brown this and you don't want to crowd the pan when you're doing it. So just take a bunch of these, those in there. You just want to brown this a couple minutes on each side. Flip that over. Once those are lightly brown, I'm going to pull those on my plate. I'm not trying to fully cook them either. You just want to lightly brown them. So then, like I said, we're doing this in batches. So you basically repeat process. Throw some more in there. while this is cooking, you don't want them touching. That's why you don't want to overcrowd the pan. Make sure they're separated. Give them a couple minutes. Okay. Basically, once those are brown, basically just going to repeat the process. So all your meat is brown. And set aside. Alright, so once we're done with this meat, I'm going to take that out. And there we're going to take one chopped onion, yellow onion, and throw that in there. And about 3 cloves of garlic, minced. Yeah, cook that until the onions just start to get a golden color to golden brown. So take your time with this onion. It's going to take a bit. You want to get that good and cooked. Okay, so these onions are right about where I want them to be. Beautiful golden color. So move on to the next step of this stew, which is putting in a little bit of the Irish. For me, I've got the Guinness stout. You can use any Irish stout, any Irish beer, I guess, for that matter. Traditionally, do it with Guinness. You're going to want about 12 ounces of that. And pour that in. And you're going to want to add your bacon back in. You're going to want 3 cups or 32 ounces of beef stock. Pour that in. And put about a teaspoon of sugar in there. Of course, then we're going to add our meat back in. We're going to bring that to a boil. I'm going to turn this up to about medium-high. Okay, so once this pot starts to boil, we're going to want to reduce that down to a simmer, and we're going to cover it. Let that cook for on a barely a simmer for about an hour and a half. And we'll come back and finish it up. Okay, so we're about an hour into this simmering, and I'm going to check it out. It is cooking and looking great. What I want to do is I'm going to throw some spices in there. If you have some cooking twine, I would suggest you basically tie this up, but I'm going to throw in about 6 sprigs of thyme, and I I also have some rosemary mixed in here because I happen to have it in the fridge. So I'm going to throw those in there. And like I said, if you have some cooking twine, I would tie those up. I guess I didn't have it, so I'm going to end up fishing that out later. But close the top, and we're going to let that cook for another half hour or so. Okay, so this meat's been stewing for about an hour and a half. We're going to come in here, we're going to finish this stew off by basically we're going to put 2 chopped celery stalks in there. We'll take a pound of baby red potatoes. I'm going to take a pound of carrots. I'm using baby carrots. I mean, you can use regular carrots if you want and chop them up. I didn't feel like chopping them up, so I just got a pound of baby carrots. I'm also going to throw in, which I probably should have thrown in with the other seasoning or the other herbs. I'm going to throw in 2 bay leaves into that. I'm going to mix that in. Alright, so this has been simmering for a half hour with those vegetables in it. Pop that open and take a look. And that just looks like an amazing stew right there. And so we're basically done. You want to fish out your herbs. I already got the rosemary and thyme out. We'll get these bay leaves out of here, and we'll serve this up. This thing is ready to go. Obviously, with anything, you want to taste for salt and pepper. And there you have it, Irish stew. If you want to try it for yourself, the recipe is in the description down below. If you like my video and you want to see more like it, please subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for stopping by. And happy St. Patrick's Day.